Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we are going to do another history lesson, and this is on the Mayweather versus Ricky Hatton fight. This fight was for the welterweight title that was held by Mayweather. I think it was for the WBC belt. And he was taking on the undefeated Ricky Hatton from the United Kingdom. It was a really big fight. It really was. So before we get going on that, guys, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, excuse me, or subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it, guys. Any kind of help and support would be great. You know, I'd appreciate the love. But hey, if you don't like what I'm doing, you know, give me a thumbs down, you know, or do a, give me a thumbs down, or do a, I'm sorry, give me a thumbs down, or do, you know, a negative comment. I'm open to anything. I really am. Like, I don't want you guys to be fake. If you guys don't like what I'm doing, then that's fine. So, so here's my take on that fight, Mayweather versus Hatton. So heading in, Mayweather was coming off of the win over De La Hoya. He had really gotten a ton of attention after that fight. It was a huge success, pay-per-view success, and he was now a bona fide star, like legitimate superstar in the sport, beating De La Hoya, becoming a 6th division world champion, and he was coming down to fight what people were considering a pound-for-pound guy in Ricky Hatton. Ricky Hatton was undefeated. He had, he was a, you know, the 140-pound champion. He had actually won a welterweight title too. But, you know, Mayweather was just a superstar among superstars, and this was a major fight. And it was surprising to me because there was a lot of people that thought that Hatton had a chance in this fight. I personally didn't think it was going to be much of a fight, and I'll tell you why. But first, you know, I remember, again, I'm going to give a little background. I remember I went to my cousin's house for this fight and was, I was pumped up, but I mean, the thing is you know, obviously I didn't like Mayweather after he became Money Mayweather. So I was one of the many that got drawn into the character that he became and the villain and wanted to see him lose. But I also call it like I see it, and I didn't believe he was going to lose this fight. Not by a long shot. Here's why. Ricky Hatton, to me, I don't know if Kostya Tszyu is overlooking him or not, because that was a big fight when they fought. But Kostya Tszyu, that was a major win. Kostya Tszyu a great fighter. Very big fan of Kostya Tszyu, and Ricky Hatton beat him. You know, that was a big deal. I want to say he had won like 1 or 2 more fights, and then he moved up to welterweight and fought Luis Collazo for the WBA title at welterweight. And the thing is if you're a pound-for-pound type guy, you dominate, you know, or whatever. You look impressive. And Hatton, I mean, I can't argue that he lost the fight to Collazo. It was very close. It could have went either way. But man, he did not look great putting on that extra weight. He really, you know, but here's the kicker about Hatton that people, I think some people realize, because, you know, he had the nickname Ricky Fatten, which was funny. But the thing about Ricky Hatton is this guy gained, he was walking around at 170, 180, 190, I heard. And that's in between fights, and he was cutting all the way down to 140 to fight. I mean, that is very hard to do, and it's also very unhealthy. So, you know, not the best conditioned guy, you know, got a lot of heart. Ricky Hatton, never denied that, got a lot of heart. But heading into this fight, you know, and the fact that he looked like that against Collazo, who Collazo is solid welterweight, but not a Mayweather, not on Mayweather's level. Hatton did move back down to 140 though, and got a lot of confidence back. He went down, he defeated Juan Urango, who was undefeated for the IBF belt, and then he gave up that belt and took on Jose Luis Castillo and dominated Castillo, knocking him out in June of 07, right after Mayweather had defeated De La Hoya. So these two guys were on a collision course. Mayweather was going to come back down from 154 to defend his welterweight title against Hatton, who was coming back up to 147. And the way the fight went, I pretty much, you know, that's what I expected. You know, Mayweather in this fight, you know, Hatton was trying to, you know, subdue him and get close and land the big shots and you know, beat the body, but Mayweather just too slick. He was the bigger man, too slick, you know, counterpunch, really hit him with some good shots and just timed him and set him up, and then caught him with a great left hook, and Hatton ran right into the ring post, you know, and it was just, he was put down twice in the 10th round, and that was all she wrote, as Mayweather recorded. That was the last true knockout of his career right there, was that knockout of Ricky Hatton. I mean, it was a very good punch, and the way he set it up was impressive, and it was just a very good win for Floyd Mayweather, as he, you know, continued, you know, to let everybody know in the ring and out of the ring why he was the pound-for-pound best in the world at the time. You know, so that was just a very impressive performance right there. Ricky Hatton, you know, a lot of heart, but he wasn't a match for Floyd Mayweather that night, and you know, Mayweather showed everybody why. And again, like I said, this was a key moment because this was probably Mayweather's biggest year as a fighter, beating De La Hoya and then knocking out Ricky Hatton, who was a very popular fighter. So it was a very big year for him, and he, you know, continued to elevate himself with these two victories, and pushed him, you know, continue to push himself into the limelight, and it was impressive. So that's it. That's what I got. That is my history lesson on the Mayweather versus Hatton welterweight title fight that took place in December of 2007. I hope you guys enjoyed it, guys. I'm enjoying doing these, looking back, and if you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.